What's up, everybody, and welcome back to All the Things Sort of Truth, the alcohol-fueled chapter-by-chapter reread of the Sort of Truth series with a wagon full of craft brew on the side. That sounds like a lot, and I like it.
Yes.
I'm Nate.
And I'm Jade, and on this episode, we're going to be getting into Chapter 40 of Stone of Tears.
Yes, we are. I'm excited to get into this one. I really, really like this one.
Yeah, it's a good chapter. Real quick, I want to thank you all for being very patient with us this week. We've had a couple of scheduling snafus, which has caused our episodes to come out a little bit late, and you guys have been tremendously patient with us, and I don't think we could ask for anything more from our listeners, and just from the bottom of our hearts, sincerely, thank you.
Yeah, that was really cool, you guys. I saw everybody on Facebook like, don't even worry about it. It's totally fine. I was like, oh. I mean, I don't want to say that we stress about getting episodes out on time, but we like to have them out when we say they're going to be out, and seeing all of that today, just like, it kind of lifted a bit of a weight. Like, it's okay if it's a little late or, like we said, a day.
Yeah, we appreciate you very, very much.
Also, because of you guys, Jade and I are damn close to our goal of like the Patreon. And don't get me wrong, this is not begging for money. I'm just happy to announce that we've reached a spot that we think we can start a website. I'm still working on it. I don't understand design. That's kind of Jade's. I got audio stuff. I feel like I'm pretty decent at it, but we're going to be working on a website so that all of our podcasts can kind of be found in one place, and all the information about everything we're doing can be all in one place instead of spread out over like 15 different social networks. But yeah, I'm excited to do that.
Heck yeah, it's going to be fucking awesome.
Once I figure it out. But I think that's all I had.
That's all from the news corner this morning.
It doesn't make that sound anymore. It's okay. It's fine. So our chapter begins with Kahlan addressing the boys from atop of a wagon. I like to picture it has a lot of weapons, probably some rockets and things of the site.
Rockets?
Well, I mean, not rockets, obviously, but I just like to picture it
Fucking badass.
like a tank. Yeah. It's a wagon, but it's a tank. That's what it is. She opens with the fact that Cirilla is alive. Maybe not well, they don't know, but she does tell him she was either gone or she escaped when the attack on Ebonicia happened.
Right, so the bad guys didn't get her.
No, which is, I mean, good and a relief. All the guys start, like, I was going to say freaking out. They weren't really freaking out, but they were celebrating. They're happy. There's dudes hugging each other. It said, forgetting that they were soldiers, they hugged each other. I'm like, I don't know, because I hear stories. I've never been in the military myself, but I hear stories of guys going in strangers and coming out brothers, and like, okay, maybe not while you're there, but after having gone through a experience like that, it's okay to hug him then. But I see, like, we hang out at the Legion, so we see grown-ass men hugging each other all the time. I hug my best friends, and it's totally fine.
Yeah, I think it was just like they're breaking from their tough guy personas for a moment and having a genuine moment. Maybe that's what they were trying to get across with that.
They actually felt moved. It wasn't like, yeah, fuck the other guys. It was like, yeah, good for us. We got one thing. So after she gives them the good news, she has to give them some bad. She went to see who the other army was, and if she could get them to go home, which is what we were talking about when she like directed the wizard to go back to your post and see if they would listen. Very clear and resounding no. Yeah.
They're not fans of that plan. I thought it was a little bit annoying, probably to the boys who were hearing her say this. Be like, oh, you offered for them to just, like, walk home, huh? That's fucking cool, because, like, we want them to die. Like, thanks for that. I mean, I get where she was coming from. She's trying to stop all the killing, but I'm sure each one of them was like, well, that wasn't the plan, okay? Right.
Stopped is great, dead is better.
Right, exactly.
But those men have every intention of ruling the Midlands instead of listening and killing whoever it is they need to get their way, not just folding and leaving.
Right. These men are not about to just, like, roll over and die.
With a name like the Imperial Order, I don't think that would be your move. It's like the Empire in Star Wars. It's the fucking Empire.
The fucking Empire.
Right. They weren't like, let's choose something soft that doesn't sound too aggressive, and then they go with the Imperial Order.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
And Kahlan fills him in about these guys and how they answer to nobody, that it's made up of men from all over, including Galileans, which obviously is hard for this group to hear.
Right.
She also tells them that the town a few days ahead is about to be just as fucked as Ebonesia. And the only thing that can get in their way and slow them down are these boys. So, like, yeah, those are your countrymen who killed your countrymen. Let's go fuck them up. Or, like, at least stop them. We have to stop them from doing this to somebody else.
Or, like aforementioned, dead is better.
Right.
I mean, more difficult. But yeah, that's essentially what it is. Like, okay, so you were just pissed off that all your mothers and sisters, brothers, fathers, and countrymen were killed. Well, this is the group that did that. So regardless of the fact that they are, or more rather were, your countrymen, I take them as traitors now, that has to be dealt with. It is unpleasant, but so is killing.
Right.
Like, it's already going to be a bad thing. So fucking bite your lip and give it hell, man.
Strap in. So she goes on to tell them that the Midlands is committed to war on just her word. This is something that hasn't happened in like forever. They're going to give no quarter or anything to any of these dudes. Whether she's alive or dead, this is irrevocable.
Now you got me messed up too. Irrevocable. Can't back it up. No reverse.
Whether she's alive or dead, this is irrevocable.
It's a motorcycle.
Revocable.
Yeah, it's fine.
Now, my question was, is this a magic thing? Like, is it enforced by magic? Or is she just saying this, like, I'm the mother confessor, so that's how it goes, type thing?
I'm pretty sure she's just saying she's in charge. In a little while, she gives the hierarchy of, like, who's in charge of the Midlands. We already kind of have a general idea, but she gives a more specific one. And I think that's where her authority is coming from. She is the mother confessor. Okay. Whether or not, like, the council is listening to her or doing anything good right now, it doesn't matter because she's the boss.
Okay, well, then I guess it just seems like a nice idea, but you're just a woman yelling in the middle of a field, kind of. You know what I mean?
Yes. Nothing else officially has been done. Like, if Kahlan and all 5,000 of these guys are killed right here and now, the Midlands wouldn't be at war because nobody would have heard of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So you're right. I mean, it's like tree falling in the woods.
I get where she's coming from, and now if any of these men are to live, they can spread the word, and, like, it can go on like that, like it's supposed to, but I was just like, yeah, this is kind of just all talk right now, though.
It is all talk, but that's when it comes to action. She tells these boys that, hey, the people we're fighting are from all different countries, and you aren't necessarily just the Galilean army anymore. Since I've committed the Midlands to war and you're my men, we're fighting for the Midlands. We're fighting for everybody.
Right.
And they're totally willing to do this. Obviously, they were going to chase these guys down with or without her.
Yeah.
So they're already like, yeah, let's go kill some motherfuckers.
They're like, that was the plan. Cool. Great. Glad you're in on it.
And they stay that excited about it until she kind of brings them back to reality and reminds them that the faces next to them are very likely not going to make it through the battle. She has them stop and turn and look at each other. And 3 lifetimes ago, when my parents would make us go to church, there's this moment in the hour or so where you stand up and, like, shake everybody's hand around you. You just say good morning, as if you hadn't done that with your first cup of coffee anyways, but whatever. And it kind of reminded me of that moment, even though this feels much more serious than that.
Oh, yeah.
you'd have to stand up and turn around and be like, hey, morning, to like 6 guys. And then you just sit down and you don't talk to each other the rest of the time you're there.
Yeah.
But this is turning and looking at the person next to you only to recognize that they may not be there tomorrow.
Well, and recognizing that you're probably standing next to the people who you like the best, too. So the people next to you are probably your brothers and, like, your friends. So it's even sadder.
I was going to say, fuck, I didn't even think about that. But yeah, that's a absolutely perfect point. It's like high school lunch. You just buy who you want to be by. So yeah, that was a very effective way for Kahlan to help these guys realize what it is they're about to do. She tells them that the Daharan soldiers are trained from a very young age, half the age they are, which, just real quick sidebar, makes no sense why she was chewing them out and calling them babies and doing all this stuff. Like, they're twice as old as Daharans are when they start trading. So Kahlan should have known that, like, an 8-year-old with an axe might not be something to be shocked about, at least in another country.
Yeah.
Anyways, and their job is basically dealing with all the shit that can go wrong in a country. Or, you know, they're the police.
Yeah.
Like castle guards, except they're for the whole country. I kind of imagine like Chase being a boundary warden. It's the same. Even though he's not in the army, that's what these guys do. If Westland has an issue, Chase is going to show up at your door.
If there's a bar fight, these guys are going to be there to break it up.
They will end it. And you can imagine how they were trained, knowing what we know about the Mordsith.
Yeah.
Which is a terrifying thought. Like, yeah, we talked about 8-year-olds being tortured with Richard and Verna, and now Dahara is in on the child torture too.
Yeah, there's a lot of children being taken and molded very young. like in a really fucked up way.
Everybody in Dahara is just like half crazy.
Yes.
I've decided this. Except maybe like Dark and Raw. No, I'm not going to say except. There are a lot of fucked up people in Dahara. Yeah, everybody's at least a little insane there, for sure.
Yeah, a little touched.
But another thing to remember about this group of guys is that they have been out warring around since spring when Darkin sent them, and they are totally at home doing it. Not only that, but they are in their groove too.
Yeah, they weren't like super stoked to go home and like sit in their bed and relax. They were like, hey, we can go like pillage another city. You want to do that? Sounds good.
Yeah, these are the guys who are happy doing what it is that they're doing and not apologetic about it at all.
No. At this point, Kahlan questions one of the sergeants on some battle tactics. When he tells her how he would handle an attack that she described, she tells him that although it's a good plan, the Daharans have a counter. Being so much bigger and experienced, they'll be able to spear their shields and have them on their knees, like, right away. But not in the, you know, like, in the worst way.
You mean literally?
Yes. Not only that, but after the slaughter and losing half their number, they're just, like, chilling in their fucking camp, drinking, singing, not giving a shit. Which is the almost more chilling part of it.
Yeah, they can do some horrible shit and then just relax at the end of the day. There is one thing, though, that stuck out to me, and that's the tactic that they use. Okay, so, shorthand version, our boy army, they have shields, and the Imperial Order's army have these spears, and they are shafted in iron, so you can't break them. So the spear goes into the shield, and they can't cut the spear because of the iron, right? So the Daharan guy just steps on the spear stuck in your shield, pinning it down, and then he stabs you.
Yeah.
Okay, so 300, right? This is every single trailer I've ever seen for that movie where he's like jumping through the air. I mean, obviously the Daharan's not jumping, he's just stepping on the spear, but how fucking cool.
Yeah, no, it's an epic battle scene that you see in your head immediately. You're like, okay, I get you, Dahara.
When I reread this strategy of the Daharans, I was like, holy shit. Another thing that stuck out to me was Terry